Welcome back, to the channel Coins Collector everyone, to another amazing episode here on the channel where we talk all about rare coins, hidden treasures, and the incredible stories behind ordinary-looking pocket change. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because today we are diving deep into one of the most unbelievable discoveries in modern coin collecting history. Yes, we are talking about the 1985 Liberty 1 dime coin from the United States. A coin that has shocked collectors around the world by selling for an unbelievable price of $524,000. That's right, more than $500,000 for a 10-cent coin. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stay tuned because the story behind this small silver-colored coin is one of the most fascinating tales in numismatic history. Now let's rewind the clock back to the year 1985. The United States Mint in Denver, Colorado was in full production mode. Millions of dimes were being struck that year with the familiar image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front and the word Liberty displayed proudly along the edge of his portrait. On the back, you can see the torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbols of peace and strength, a design that has remained mostly unchanged since 1946. For most people, a 1985 dime is just a simple coin used for everyday transactions. You see them in your change, you might toss them into a jar or a vending machine, and think nothing more of it. But as every serious coin collector knows, not all coins are created equal. Some of them carry mistakes, minting errors, or unique qualities that make them worth far more than their face value. And that's exactly what happened with this particular dime from 1985. The 1985 Liberty dime that shocked the coin world was found to have a rare minting error combined with an extremely unusual condition. Experts believe that only a handful of examples like this exist, and that is what drove collectors wild. It was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small letter D right below the year, but unlike ordinary dimes, this one was produced on a planchet that was never meant for dimes at all. In other words, the metal blank used for this coin came from a different denomination, possibly a foreign coin or an experimental test strike. When the coin was first discovered, collectors could hardly believe it was real. It looked like a regular Roosevelt dime, but its weight, color, and metallic composition were all slightly off. Upon closer examination, the surface showed signs that it had been struck with more pressure than usual, resulting in crisp, detailed features that made it stand out from all the rest. Now, what makes this even more incredible is that this coin remained hidden for decades. Many experts think that it may have been sitting quietly in circulation or kept in a private collection before anyone realized its true value. When it finally appeared at a major coin auction, it caused a sensation. Bidding started in the thousands and quickly climbed into the tens of thousands. Collectors from around the world jumped in, each one determined to own this rare piece of American minting history. By the time the hammer fell, the final price was an astonishing $524,000. So why would someone pay so much money for a dime? The answer comes down to a few key factors: rarity, condition, and historical significance. First, rarity. There are literally billions of Roosevelt dimes out there, but only a tiny handful with this specific combination of mint mark, error, and striking condition. When rarity combines with demand from collectors, prices can skyrocket. Next, condition. This coin was preserved in near-perfect condition, meaning that it showed almost no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. Coins that come straight from mint rolls or uncirculated sets tend to be more valuable, but even among those, finding one with perfect details is incredibly difficult. Grading services gave this dime one of the highest possible ratings, which added significantly to its value. Finally, there is the history factor. Coins like this tell a story about how the U.S. Mint operated in the mid-1980s, a time when the technology was improving but still prone to occasional human or mechanical errors. Every minting mistake gives us a glimpse into the process behind the scenes: the machines, the workers, the metal blanks, and the quality control steps that sometimes fail. Collectors are drawn not only to the value but to the story behind it. It's like holding a piece of mystery in your hand, wondering how such a small object managed to survive all these years unnoticed. Think about it, a dime that could have easily been dropped, spent, or lost in the dirt is now worth more than most cars or even some houses. As we explore the current coin market, values continue to shift. The coin collecting community has seen a surge in interest over the past few years, with more people searching their pocket change and coin jars in hopes of finding a hidden gem. The 1985 D-dime remains a highlight example of how important it is to check your coins carefully. Even today, some experts believe that there might be other examples out there waiting to be discovered. If you ever come across a 1985 dime with a Denver Mint mark, take a close look at it. Examine the lettering, the weight, and the surface. If it looks different in any way, maybe a slightly different color, an off-center strike, or a thicker rim, it might be worth having it checked by a professional grading service. You never know, your dime could be one of the next big finds in the coin world. In the broader picture, this story also reminds us that history hides in plain sight. Every coin, no matter how small, represents a piece of time. The 1985 D Liberty dime connects us to a specific moment in American history, to the artistry of the U.S. Mint, and to the excitement of discovery that drives collectors to keep searching. So the next time you open your wallet, don't just glance at your change. Hold those coins up to the light. Study the date, the mint mark, the shine, and the texture. What looks ordinary might just be extraordinary. Somewhere out there, another 1985 D dime could be hiding, waiting to make someone a fortune. And remember, the world of coin collecting is not just about money. It's about curiosity, patience, and the thrill of finding something rare that tells a story. This 1985 D Liberty dime is more than just a valuable coin, it's a reminder that even the smallest objects can hold the biggest surprises. So keep searching, keep learning, and stay tuned for more amazing stories about rare coins and the treasures that might be hiding right in your pocket. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content just like this. Until next time, happy collecting, and who knows, maybe the next $500,000 dime is waiting for you to find it. Today we are taking a closer look at one of the most fascinating coins in modern United States history, the 1984 P Liberty I dime, a coin that on the surface might look just like any other Roosevelt dime, but one that has shocked collectors around the world with its astonishing value. Believe it or not, one of these tiny 10-cent coins has been sold for as much as $354,000 on the open market. Yes, you heard that right, a simple dime, just 10 cents in face value, now commanding a six-figure price among collectors and investors. Before we get into the reasons behind that incredible price, let's set the stage with a little history. The Roosevelt dime, featuring the profile of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, first entered circulation in 1946. It was designed as a tribute to the late president shortly after his passing, honoring his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and also recognizing his tireless work in fighting polio, which inspired the March of Dimes campaign. The coin's design was created by John R. Sinek, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time. Since its introduction, the Roosevelt dime has been struck continuously for decades, changing only slightly in composition and mint marks. By 1984, the Roosevelt dime had already become one of the most common coins in American pockets. Most people saw it as ordinary change, something to toss into a vending machine or a parking meter without a second thought. But the truth is, within that year's production, something special happened at the Philadelphia Mint, a rare and mysterious error that would later transform a regular 10-cent coin into a collector's dream. The 1984 P dime, marked with the small letter P just above the date, has since become one of the most sought-after modern mint issues in American coinage. Now, if you are new to coin collecting, you might be wondering how a coin minted in the millions could ever become so valuable. The answer lies in a combination of rarity, minting anomalies, condition, and collector demand. You see, not all coins are created equal. The vast majority of 1984 P dimes are worth only their face value, maybe a few dollars if they are in uncirculated condition. But a handful of these coins display extremely rare minting characteristics that make them worth thousands, and in one recorded case, hundreds of thousands of dollars. These unusual coins often feature a combination of errors such as double strikes, missing elements, off-center minting, or even missing mint marks caused by a die malfunction. Each error tells a story about what happened on the mint floor that day, and each one adds layers of intrigue to an otherwise everyday coin. In the case of the 1984 P Liberty dime, collectors believe that the most valuable examples came from a very limited batch that may have been struck with experimental dies or under unique conditions that resulted in extremely crisp details and a slightly different surface finish. Some reports also describe a dramatic strike error that caused a partial design shift, making those examples one of a kind. When a coin like that appears at auction in pristine mint state condition, with a high grade from a professional grading service, bidders go wild. That is exactly how one of these coins managed to reach a jaw-dropping sale price of $354,000, a record that stunned even seasoned numismatists. But the beauty of this story is that it proves something truly amazing. Even in the modern era, valuable treasures can still be found in everyday life. Imagine pulling a handful of change from your pocket, sorting through some old coins in a jar, or checking a roll of dimes from the bank, and discovering one of these ultra-rare 1984 P examples. The thrill of that moment is what keeps collectors searching, year after year. It is the same excitement that drives people to attend coin shows, bid at auctions, and study minting history to understand how small mistakes can turn into massive paydays. Now let's talk about what makes this coin stand out in today's market. Over the past few years, the popularity of coin collecting has exploded thanks to online communities, YouTube channels, and social media groups dedicated to numismatics. People from all walks of life have started checking their loose change again, hunting for error coins, rare dates, and hidden gems. With more attention focused on modern errors, prices have climbed dramatically. The 1984 P Liberty dime, especially in top condition, has become one of the highlights of this trend. As of this year, a verified high-grade example with distinct strike features and excellent eye appeal can sell for anywhere from several $100s to thousands depending on rarity and demand. The record-setting piece that fetched $354,000 stands as a reminder that the market for coins is alive and full of surprises. To understand why collectors will pay such incredible prices, you have to appreciate the deeper history of minting in the United States. Each coin represents not just a unit of currency but also a piece of art, a product of craftsmanship, and a historical record of its time. The Philadelphia Mint, where this dime was struck, has been producing coins since the very beginning of American history. Over the centuries, countless varieties, errors, and anomalies have been discovered, each one adding new chapters to the story of American money. The 1984 P dime is a continuation of that legacy, blending the precision of modern minting with the unpredictability of human error. Another reason this particular coin attracts so much attention is its connection to the everyday person. We are not talking about a gold coin or a special commemorative issue that was sold directly to collectors. This is a coin that was meant for circulation, a coin that passed from hand to hand, through shops, restaurants, and pockets all across America. That accessibility makes the discovery of a rare example feel almost magical, as though you have found buried treasure in plain sight. Every collector dreams of being the one who spots that faint difference, the tiny clue that others overlook, and realizing they are holding a fortune disguised as small change. As we dive deeper into this topic in today's video, we are going to explore how to identify a valuable 1984 P Liberty dime, what to look for under magnification, and how to have your coins professionally graded. We will also break down the factors that influence a coin's market value, including rarity, condition, provenance, and collector trends. And for those who are just beginning their numismatic journey, we will share some simple tips on how to safely store your coins, where to find potential treasures, and how to keep up with current auction results and price guides. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you will not only know the fascinating story behind the 1984 P Liberty dime, but you might also be inspired to take a second look at your own pocket change. Who knows, your next dime could be worth thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you love stories about hidden value, American history, and the thrill of discovery, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss our weekly coin updates and rare finds. We are just getting started on this incredible journey into the world of valuable coins, and today's story of the 1984 P Liberty 1 dime is a perfect reminder that sometimes the smallest treasures carry the biggest surprises.